Hello and welcome to PRSay. This is the podcast of the Houston chapter of the Public Relations Society of America. And I'm your host, Veronica Sopher. I have the pleasure of bringing to you some of our amazing members in PRSA here in Houston. And the objective of our podcast is to get to know one another, learn from each other, so that when we are together in person, we can connect and have some great commonalities to grow our network here in the Houston area. So we're going to have our guests join us in just a second, but let me take care of some housekeeping. If you are listening on the podcast, make sure you hit subscribe. We don't want you to miss any episodes of PRSay. And if you are watching on Facebook or on YouTube, drop us some comments and we will be sure to connect. So we'll go ahead and bring our guest on now. I have Ramona Crayton joining us. Thank you so much for being on PRSA.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited about our conversation today for a couple of reasons. But number one, I think it's always fun to learn about new members. But two, because you have such an important job here in the Houston area in the public sector. Tell us a little bit about what you do and where you're at now.
Oh, thank you so much again, Veronica, for allowing me this opportunity to share with you my experiences about what I do, as well as my awesome experience being a member of PRSA Houston. Um, I've been a member of PRSA since 2011.
Oh,
And yes, long time. 2010, when I returned, I worked 3 years in Iraq as a contractor, as a liaison officer. So when I got back home, I was looking around for opportunities in which that I felt that I wanted to continue to serve in the capacity in communications. And ironically, I attended a PRSA luncheon, and the then chairman and CEO was the guest. I knew about Metro because in my previous life, I worked as a convention services manager for the Greater Houston Convention and Visitors Bureau. So I was already very familiar with Metro and the importance and the critical goals that they had for Houston and its surrounding areas. So I attended that luncheon, networked, met someone who eventually became my one of my directors, and as well today as one of my mentors. And from that point on, I've been connected with PRSA and just being so fortunate and very happy to be a part of that organization and being able to get the education, network, and just help even other colleagues and other communications professionals in the organization to achieve their goals, however way that I can.
oh, I love it. Ramona, I love that you started off with a great piece of advice, and that is networking at our PRSA luncheons can land you a future job. So
It
thank you
really
for that.
can. Yes, it really can. I know that sometimes it's kind of hard for us as professionals to get away during the midday. And, you know, it's an investment, not only monetary, but for our time, which is sometimes we can't even put a dollar sign on that. But I tell you, that was truly a blessing that I was able to network, and not only with that particular contact, but other people as well who in the past 13 years who have added on to my professional career and my achievements that I have today. Once I became a member, certain leadership, they didn't want me to just keep sitting at that table and just keep coming to meetings. They encouraged me to get involved. I think it was Lisa Diamond. She was very instrumental in encouraging me to be part of a board. I was the chair of the diversity committee, as well as the Christmas party meeting committee as well. So, and then I was on the board for approximately 3 to 5 years as well. So I really enjoyed my time
Yeah, well,
in the
and
leadership
thank you
role.
for your leadership because it takes members to step up and volunteer and really help
Mhm.
our chapter become what it is, which is a great resource for learning, for networking, for connections that are outside of our niche, outside of our space. So oftentimes I tell people we may not be able to work together, but I might know someone who would be able to
Yes.
be a perfect lead for you in the type of space that you're in. So I always encourage people to continue to attend events, whether they're in a leadership role or not. So thank you for your service.
Yes. Well, thank you. It's been my pleasure. And um, I continue to, however I can serve the organization. It's my pleasure.
Well, tell us, and we appreciate that. Tell us a little bit about some of the projects you're working on. I know you have a wonderful opportunity to serve our community in your role there at Metro. And so I just think it'd be fun for some of our members to learn about what some PR folks get to do on the communication side, which is different because, we have members who are in oil and gas, some are in healthcare and the energy space, but not everybody has an opportunity to serve the public the way you do.
Yes, and it can be challenging, but it can be also very much rewarding when you're able to see the fruits of your labor and you're able to share with the public and even our employees the importance that Metro plays, our role plays in the Houston and surrounding area by providing our public transit system. Very important. I currently serve as the Transit Safety Education Manager for our safety department. I've been in that role for approximately 3 years. Prior to that, I was a senior public engagement representative for our public engagement department for approximately 8 years. So I've been with Metro for about going into my 13th year.
Wow.
And I'm just seeing how we're growing, how Houston is growing. We are the fourth largest city in the United States and growing. And so being able to be the storyteller of how public transit can work, not only for just people who have cars, but especially for those who don't have transportation.
Mm-hmm.
It's so important. I come from a family. At one time, there were 6 of us in the house and there were 5 cars in our driveway.
Yep.
So Houston is we love our car community. We understand that. But we also understand that everyone does not have that type of opportunity. And either it could be to no fault of their own. They may choose just to use public transit, which we encourage that,
Mm-hmm.
To use public transit, not only just for going to the rodeo or to those Rockets games or to the Astros, to the Minute Maid, or various events that are going on around Houston. But, we encourage our public to ride the rail, ride a local bus, try it sometimes. You may need transportation and there's just no one to help you. So you have to get on a bus.
Mm-hmm.
And, we have very much so many different avenues in which that you can pay, if you don't know how to ride the train or our system, we have how to ride and opportunities for you on our website. So many different educational opportunities to learn if you're a little nervous with utilizing public transit.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that's so important. And that education component really probably is more important today than ever because we've got learners of all different levels, languages, all different languages. And we do live in such a diverse metropolitan area where it's important for people to have access. And so the work that you're doing is just so important for our economy to stay fluid, for people to enjoy the quality of life that we have. And so I was just curious, what are some of the benefits of working in your role that you might share with someone who's considering a communications job in the public service sector?
That's a very good question. So thank you so much for asking. When I started at Metro, I had no idea. I had a vision. I knew that public transit was important. But then once I got here, I saw the opportunities in which that we could tell the story.
Mm-hmm.
So what we do as communications professionals or PR professionals, we can take those types of skills and it could go to any industry.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to be a visionary, you have to be creative, you have to be one that's flexible and adaptable. Being able to write, being able to at a drop of a dime, be able to have to interview or share a story or pitch an idea, because what I do internally, I have to go to my partners on several occasions, on most times, and pitch an idea to them that I have, because my role is focused on the safety education.
Hmm.
you know, I have to have utilized the collaboration and partnership of our other departments, such as our communications, our corporate communications, our marketing, our press office, our social media team, um, to get to things that I need to do to take them from out of my head
Right.
to paper to that social media post, or even just a messaging that's located inside of our buses and our trains.
Hmm.
So it's a full court. So I'm very lucky that that's my team. So I
Hmm.
work very closely with our communications team at all times to help tell the story and educate the public and our over 4,000 employees about the merits and the importance of safety education.
Hmm.
And particularly now, I'm working on a pedestrian safety awareness program, and it's called Be Safe, Be Seen. Right now, we do if you pay attention to the trains and you see one of our LRVs go by, and it's got these lime green people on over crossing over a crosswalk with a
Hmm.
crosswalk in between them. Look, that's Ramona Crayton, proud member of PRSA.
That's
That's
right.
one of the campaigns that I'm leading on and coordinating, and we just have some great things coming with that. We're expanding our footprint of making sure that we get, because pedestrian safety is so important.
Okay.
Now, Veronica, people are so distracted. They're
Yeah.
on their phones, they're on their earbuds, they're busy, or they're thinking about what's the next thing that they need to do.
Hmm.
And it's just so important that we just keep reminding people the importance of not being distracted, of paying attention to the lights, to the signage that we're seeing, because we want everyone to be safe.
Hmm.
So I'm real excited about that particular campaign, and you'll see more about that as well in
That's
coming
so
days.
exciting. Well, we'll know. Ramona Crayton was on it, and we were getting
Yeah.
the word out. How how can people connect with you? I know it's important for members to get to know one another. So if someone wants to reach out and connect, are you on LinkedIn? What's the best way to reach you?
I'm on LinkedIn. I follow all of our social media, and I would love for everyone to just take the time to follow Houston Metro on all of our social media formats. We have the platforms. We have Instagram and Instagram Espanol. We have our YouTube, our Twitter, and our Facebook accounts. And also, if someone would like to contact me, I'd be glad to provide you with that information. I am a longtime member of PRSA, so that you can always reach out through our membership to get in contact with me as well. But I am definitely available, accessible, and looking forward to hearing from you.
Yeah.
Contact me if you have an idea. You're passing by and you saw a bus or one of our trains, and you have an idea, something that you think could be improved upon, or you have a question that doesn't make sense. I am your go-to person regarding Metro, all things Metro, Houston Metro. I'll be glad to assist you with that.
That's awesome. All right. You heard it here. Reach out to Ramona. She's all things Metro. We love when members engage with each other and really make a difference. Ramona, thank you so much for being on PRSA. It was wonderful
Thank
having
you.
you.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you so much for inviting me. I look forward to however further I can serve our community. And I just thank you so much for the opportunity.
You bet. All right. Well, that
Thank
wraps
you.
up this episode of PRSay. Please connect with Ramona on social media. Follow Metro on all of their channels. It's so important to support what's happening in our community. We are blessed to live here in Houston and have a great network of communication professionals ready to step up and support one another. So I will go ahead and wrap up this episode of PRSay. Be sure to hit subscribe if you are listening on the podcast, and drop comments in the comment section on Facebook or YouTube. YouTube if you are watching us there. All right, we'll catch you next time.